Amwino hurekino toshuo koshuharpe korhuhetin akaupe. Yantot hu toshito da shaplito da tosinto hu chuamno yan lanwinatam. Tut shaha suesh fototam, shaha waheshakainita, razahupe, yan hetu chaupe. Imeshto chateshta demakto imeshpa tacheshun shak soetpin yan razachpin. Tut cheshinta sin zjashinin sa tut cheunta matam. Tot be tut achete korahu ma kerito, korhu vankayu a, de shakrinto ekdunno sa shiunta razahupekor. Hello, Internet. This is Logan the Linguist, the only YouTube linguist who also works on formal verification of nuclear reactor control software. And that was my Tlaconac text for the 2026 YouTube Conlang Relay, translated from previous text in a language whose name I won't try to pronounce because it has a C in it, and you never know what sound someone decided to use the letter C for. Although, if you got to this video through the Relay playlist, you will presumably already know what the previous language's name was. For the rest of this, I figured I'd just give you all a little peek at my translation process, and then we'll take a look at some of the features of Tlaconac. On the left side of the screen, I've got my annotated version of the previous text, where I've done my best to produce an interlinear gloss and then some kind of English equivalent so I don't have to rework out what a sentence means every time I come back to it. As much as possible, I generally try to translate from the interlinear directly into the next language to minimize English bias, but there's always going to be a little bit of that since I am using English as a crutch, not being fluent in either the source or the target languages. Maybe some relay I should try using Russian as my interlanguage, but I have to produce an English version for the relay anyway. Revisiting the text now, there are a few things I wasn't completely sure of, and a few things I just straight up forgot when I did my final translation. Like in this first line, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be a big hill, but not like 100% on the morphological breakdown there. And when I actually did my final translation, I completely forgot about the big part anyway, so it just turned into a hill. Maybe it was supposed to be mountain or something like that. But anyway, it turned into a hill. So over here, we've got my smoothed out English version of the decoded text. It seems like some kind of etiological myth with a bit tacked on the end where the storyteller is reminding the audience about some other myth, which is pretty in line with the rule of thumb that every relay text eventually turns into a creation myth. And then down here we've got the back translation that gives some idea of how the text is changed by the translation into Tlaconac. It basically comes down to some reordering of some clauses and small changes in the connotations of the closest English equivalent for some words. So I don't think I mutated it too much, unless I just completely misunderstood what the previous text was supposed to mean in the first place, in which case I might have mutated it enormously. Tlaconac itself is one of the languages of spite, and the last of the three I managed to test out in a relay. The languages of spite are languages inspired by someone publishing a claim that human language can't do a thing, to which I say, oh yeah, let's just see about that. So, when I came across the claim that omnipredicative languages could not have fusional morphology, I started working on Tlaconac, a head-final fusional Type 1 omnipredicative language, meaning that it has a single open class of content of roots, any of which can freely function as arguments, attributes, or predicates, with predictable semantic changes derivable entirely from their morphosyntactic context. So, I'm excited to see how things get mangled in the next stage. If your text is completely misinterpreted in the next stage of a relay, that doesn't necessarily mean much, But if the next person successfully decodes whatever you wrote, I figure that's pretty good evidence that the supposedly impossible language actually does work after all. And it's worked out so far for WSL and Falakrusha. So now go see what Eloivar managed to do with this. Okay, bye.